white supremacy won, patriarchy won, sexism won, greed won. All of that won this past Tuesday. And we live in a nation calling itself the United States of America, espousing values of liberty and justice, and yet we have elected someone that is going to propel us into a Project 2025 world.
Originals will be down in the description. I will stop and start. This is Freddy Haynes of the Friendship West Baptist Church in Dallas, Texas. I tell you that so you stay clear of him. All right? Those in Dallas, don't go to this church. So all of these things won. Patriarchy, I'm glad, won. Sexism, misogyny, racism. Remember, racism, sexism, misogyny. Racism, sexism, misogyny. Yeah, don't hit, but, you know, still, that's what you're going to hear. All of these things won on November 5th. So that means that the country, the popular vote of this country was for those things. That means that this country is built on those things as its bedrock. And they've been fighting against it. Right? Let's hear the hoop. Let's keep it up. Now, one thing that you should remember is when the hoop happens, you have to divorce yourself from the hoop and listen to the words. Okay, the hoop is designed to make you not think. Right? It's an emotional appeal, get you up there. Right? So don't pay attention to the hoop. Listen to the meat, right? This is just icing on the cake. But listen to what he's talking about.
Project 2025 world that is going to dismantle public education.
Oh, come on. Yes, that has been an unmitigated disaster. Per pupil spending is at an all-time high. The results that we are getting are horrible. The Department of Education should be abolished. I am 100% for that. I agree with that. Okay. If that's Project 2025, sign me up. And I know most people did not read that 930-page document. I myself did not read it, but they keep talking about it. I read Agenda 47. If 47 says abolish the Department of Education, it needs to be abolished because I hate it.
A Project 2025 world that, while dismantling public education, is going to feed private schools for rich people and their children, and so the have-gots get more and the have-nots get less. And
here's the problem. Okay, let's grant that as a truth. The have-nots have not been taking advantage of the public education. Why? If public education was so good, why are we getting the results that we are getting? If it's so good, if it's so worthwhile keeping, why can't we, if the federal government is so good at its job of educating the populace, then why are we lagging behind the rest of the world in education, the modernized world? Why can't we get more for our money? I'm tired of paying for things that are failing. My tax dollars should not go to things that continue to fail. I'm tired of it, and the American people are tired of it.
They're going to try to make us pass the same standardized test. I'm simply saying,
abolish standardized tests.
My sisters and brothers, we're moving into a Project 2025 world, a world where the Civil Rights Bill of 64 is going to be destroyed.
Here's the problem with the Civil Rights Bill. We didn't need it. All we needed was the actual laws on the books to be followed and enforced. That's it. Now, guess what's happening with the Civil Rights Bill? Anybody that they've been tacking everybody else onto it. You notice that? It ain't just about us anymore. Everybody else is using it to get everything that they want. Get rid of it.
Where they are going to have King Donald reigning because of the Supreme Court saying he can reign without restraints. He can reign without any guardrails whatsoever. And
any guardrails, so that means that he is no longer head of just the executive branch. He is the head. He's king. He rules over the courts and over the Congress. Is that what y'all really think? Y'all really think that that's what the Supreme Court decision, the Supreme Court is going to say, forget the Constitution. Donald has charge over everything. Is that what, listen, that's why you got to pay attention to the nonsense.
His cult following is now so emboldened that they had the nerve to scare our young people this week, sending messages that targeted our young people, telling them to report to slave plantations.
There are a couple of things, because I got sent that as well. One, my children don't have a phone, so it doesn't bother me at all. And my wife and I talked about this. How stupid must you be to believe that that is actually going to happen to you? He's not even president yet. The 13th hasn't been repealed. Where are people picking cotton anymore? The nonsense, because if you don't teach your children actual history and actual government practice and actual employment practices in the United States of America, they might fall for that. But if you actually teach your children, they would laugh at it. My children laughed at it. You need a father in the home that is not allowing the children to be tossed to and fro and carried about by every wind of doctrine. Let's just put it that way. Let's go to the next.
This is the same America.
This is Stephen A. Green of the Greater Allen AME Cathedral of New York. So if you're in New York, stay away. All right. So this is the same America. This is what he's saying. What did America do?
That incarcerated the Central Park Five for crimes they did not commit in 1989. This is the same America that beat Rodney King in 1994.
America beat Rodney? Wait a minute. America's doing a lot of stuff. How do we define an America? Is it the people in? Certain people in? Is it the nation itself? See, you got to pay attention to the words that they're using. He's laying the blame at the feet of the country for these isolated incidents that happened in very different locales, right? One New York, one LA. So America getting around. It's just getting around, beating on Rodney King, taking.
Same America that profiled Amadou Diallo in 1999. It's the same America that murdered Sean Bell in his car in 2006. It's the same America that hunted down Trayvon Martin in 2012. It's the same America that murdered Breonna Taylor in her own home in 2020. And it's the same America that tried to erase black history in 2023. And it's the same America that voted against the most qualified, most educated, most well-respected woman and person to ever run for president in the United States of America on last Tuesday.
She was not the most qualified. She's never been the most qualified. She's not the most respected. Almost every president prior to her has been more respected, except for Donald Trump. We respected Obama more than we respected her. How are you saying that she's better than Obama? Are you saying that now? See, these people can't even think.
Ahab had the position, but Elijah had the power. Pilate had the position, but Jesus, he had the power. And I came to tell you, Donald Trump might have the position, but we got the power. Open your mouth and thank God. Your boss might have the position, but you got the power. Say, I got the power. I got the power. I got the power. I got the power to lay hands on myself and myself will recover. I got the power to speak open my mouth and watch demons flee. I got the power.
Originals will be down in the description. I have the power to stop and start. This is Stephen Green again of New York. This unhinged, they are unhinged, right? Just because Donald Trump won, these people have lost their ever-loving minds. They just don't. I knew Sunday was coming, and I knew Sunday was going to be this all over the nation. This is what was going to happen, and we got what we imagined. And the clips are coming out. Thank you to Woke Preacher Clips again for compiling these, so I don't have to go and look for them. It's just too much whack black church out there for me to spend my time doing it. Let's keep going. We got Claude Anderson of North Carolina. Let me see what he's got to say.
And there are millions of people feeling some kind of way.
Why though? Why? This is the question that I have to keep asking. Why y'all feeling some kind of way? Y'all survived. If Jesus is king, and you all survived the Donald Trump presidency from 2017 to 2021, you survived it. Not only survived, most of y'all probably thrived under it, but neither here nor there. Why y'all feeling some kind of way? Is Jesus not Lord? Is he not King of Kings today? If Kamala Harris had won, Jesus, I wouldn't be feeling some kind of way. I'd just be going about my business, doing what I do. Same thing I did when Biden won. And it was clearly election fraud. Where them 15 million votes? We still waiting on the 15 million. How he got more votes than Obama. The most votes of any president ever. We supposed to believe that.
To the presidential election results of Wednesday morning. Anger, grief, fear, anxiety, hopelessness, confusion are collectively and individually felt during this time. I may be looking at somebody who may be feeling some kind.
Now let's see. Okay, but he knows that he may be looking at people who are feeling that kind of way, and I'm pretty sure if he's a good pastor, he's in there with his sheep, and he knows how they're feeling. Now let's see what he offers them. Where's the balm, right? What are you going to offer these people as a pastor?
Kind of way. The worst of what many feared has come to pass. And the thoughts and feelings that so many wished weren't true about America seem to have been confirmed by the results of the election. While I do not believe that the election results were only about race, misogyny, xenophobia, lawlessness, bigotry, and bias, I cannot ignore that those are some of the animating principles of the base that voted.
The majority, the base of Donald Trump's campaign is those things. Xenophobia, sex. Again, because if you can redefine terms, you can cast anywhere. We talk about this all the time. If you read the book After the Ball, the plan for America to accept gays in the 90s, jamming, desensitization, and conversion. Jamming. They're going to call you every type of name, going to associate you with the worst of the worst. Your racism, sexism, misogyny, xenophobia, desensitization. They're going to place those images in front of you and make you desensitized to the evil, just like they redefine terms, not murder of a baby, right? It's choice, right? And then they convert you. You don't have to do it, but you have to become an ally. Again, y'all have to become impervious to this type. You have to know the playbook, and you have to become impervious to this type of rhetoric, and you push back on it with absolute mockery. Prophets of Baal will be mocked. This man is a prophet of Baal. He's a prophet of Moloch as well. They will be mocked. He is a false teacher. He needs to be mocked. He is an idiot.
And people who were outside of that base, who chose to vote for the president-elect, did so by discounting the base's animating principles for issues that concern them. At the very least, we must acknowledge that the results provide a startling contradiction in so many ways. A convicted felon gets to run for office, while convicted felons don't get to vote.
Okay.
For those who are running. That
convicted felons can run.
Is a contradiction.
No, it's not.
Corporate leaders back a convicted felon, while their corporations won't hire convicted felons.
I don't think any of those people are trying to hire Donald Trump either. I mean, this man doesn't even understand what a contradiction is, much less understand why we voted the way that we voted. If we really thought the animating principles were racism, sexism, misogyny, felonious charges and the like, we would not have voted for Donald Trump. If I actually believed the things that you all said about him, I would not have voted for him. That's why the people who didn't vote for him voted for another candidate. Maybe Kamala, maybe third party. Who knows? But they believed the rhetoric that was coming from you all. But those of us that can see through it and understand the actual truth of the situation and listen to not just your opinions, but the facts of the matter, and listen to the actual speeches and listen to the actual rhetoric coming out of the other campaign, we aligned with those things and we decided to vote that way. That's right. Thank you to the members and supporters. I truly appreciate you all. Until next time, be on the alert, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong. See y'all around. Bye.